Support us on Patreon. Get exclusive content and early access. Visit patreon.com/kknmedia.
July 2026, U.S. District Judge Andre Barat Jr. made a ruling that could permanently alter the DNA of modern pop and Latin music. He declined to throw out a sprawling copyright lawsuit over the origins of the Dembow rhythm, declaring it a battle of the experts that only a jury can resolve. At the center of the storm is the 1989 instrumental track Fish Market by Jamaican dancehall producers Steely and Clevie. The plaintiffs argue that their specific drum machine programming, rhythmic sequencing, and percussion arrangement birthed the Dembow rhythm, the foundational boom-ch boom-chick beat that drives nearly all of reggaeton. The defense, representing over 150 heavyweights including Bad Bunny, Karol G, and Daddy Yankee over nearly 2,000 tracks, argues that the rhythm is a cultural staple derived from centuries-old patterns like the habanera and cannot be exclusively owned. The danger of copyrighting a groove: this isn't just about a single song being copied. It's about whether an entire genre's rhythmic heartbeat can be fenced off as intellectual property. If a jury decides that the specific combination of kick, snare, and hi-hat used in Fish Market is an original, protectable work, the precedent would be catastrophic for modern music production. It blurs the line between a musical style, which traditionally belongs to the public domain, and a protectable expression. When you allow a foundational drum pattern to be copyrighted, you effectively put a toll booth on cultural evolution. The chilling effect in the trenches for independent producers and beatmakers: the fallout is already real. The looming threat of retroactive infringement claims creates a massive chilling effect in the studio. When the line between drawing inspiration from a genre and committing copyright theft becomes a multi-million-dollar jury question, creativity stalls. Producers are second-guessing every loop, every sequence, and every basic four-to-the-floor beat out of fear that a hit record today could trigger a lawsuit from 3 decades ago. It shifts the focus from making groundbreaking music to playing legal defense. How to bulletproof your beats: if you are a beatmaker navigating this new landscape, you need to protect your arrangements before they ever leave the hard drive. Here is how you lock down your original work against retroactive claims. Document your session history during production. Save iterative versions of your project files, e.g. beat_v1, beat_v2. Keep all raw stems, MIDI data, and bounce histories. If you are ever accused of copying, showing the step-by-step evolution of your drum pattern proves independent creation. Avoid direct sampling of foundational rhythms. Sound selection: recreate genre-specific grooves using your own sound design. Do not rip kick and snare samples directly from classic tracks or popular type beat packs that might contain uncleared audio from foundational records. Layer and manipulate your percussion arrangement. Take standard rhythms, like the habanera, and make them definitively yours. Add swing, syncopation, unique Foley sounds, or manipulate the timbre and velocity. A basic boom-ch boom-chick isn't protectable, but a highly specific, layered arrangement of those elements might cross the line. Register your work immediately. Post-production: register your underlying composition, the musical arrangement, and the sound recording, the master, with the U.S. Copyright Office before you publish or release the beat. A registered copyright is your strongest shield in court and is required to sue for statutory damages. The music industry is shifting rapidly. Tightening your workflow and understanding the legal landscape is the only way to ensure that when your tracks blow up, you actually get to keep the check. The visual paradox: from community to commodity. When you look at a traditional drum circle, the first image, rhythm is a shared language. It was never meant to be owned by a single player. It was a communal tool passed down through generations across the African diaspora and into the Caribbean. The specific syncopations of the habanera and the tresillo, the ancestors of the dembow, were open-source cultural technology. Fast forward to the modern studio, the third image. Producers took those centuries-old, acoustic patterns and programmed them into digital drum machines. This translation was innovative, but the lawsuit over the dembow rhythm essentially argues that the digital translation of that cultural history can be locked down as private intellectual property. When we allow a corporate entity or a specific copyright holder to claim ownership over a foundational rhythmic pattern just because they sequenced it on a drum machine first, we are severing the modern producer from the ancestral drum circle. It takes a rhythm built for collective expression and turns it into a toll booth, fundamentally threatening how Afro-Caribbean music will evolve in the future. Stand in the trenches and build sovereign. Track the architects daily at the Vanguard. Read the complete free deep dive now on the Vanguard.